We begin our Sunrise Smart Start with breaking news in northeast Rochester. Crews fighting a morning house fire.
That scene has been cleared. It was at Manitou Street and Clifford Avenue. It was very busy for a few hours this morning. You see that at that fire call this morning. The windows were burned, the upper floors as well. RPD and AMR responded to the scene. Red Cross also there helping people who live there. We haven't heard anything yet on the extent of any injuries. If there were, once we do get that information from RFD, we'll share that with you at rochesterfirst.com.
And new this morning, Rochester homicide detectives need your help identifying the man seen in these photos. Investigators believe he may be connected to the brazen attack of a man shot dead at a gas station last fall. The victim in that case, 36-year-old Willie Mayhall. On the night of November 18th, RPD says Mayhall was sitting in his car at the Sunoco on St. Paul and Norton Streets when a single gunman walked up to the car, opened fire, then ran off. And if you recognize this man named as a person of interest or have any other information that could help investigators, please call 911.
President Trump says he's going to pause Project Freedom, a U.S. operation that just started Monday. It was meant to safely escort commercial ships right through the Strait of Hormuz.
Earlier this week, Iran pushed back against the mission and fired upon U.S. vessels and allies, including the United Arab Emirates. President Trump says he is pausing the campaign at the request of Pakistan because the U.S. and Iran are making, quote, great progress toward a complete and final agreement. The U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports remains in place. Meantime, at the White House Tuesday, Secretary of State Marco Rubio declared Operation Epic Fury, the Trump administration's name for the military operation against Iran, is over and is headed to the Vatican tomorrow for meetings as President Trump renewed his attacks on Pope Leo over the war.
I think he's endangering a lot of Catholics. He thinks it's just fine for Iran to have a nuclear weapon.
I always believe that it's much better to enter into dialogue than to look for arms and to support the arms industry.
Rubio downplayed the rift Tuesday and says the Vatican visit was pre-planned.
Here we go. These blueprints are in, and a lot of people are talking about, getting excited about as well, the new High Falls State Park project.
The state's vision for High Falls is to transform it into an oasis of natural beauty. These designs are for phase 1 of the project, where crews plan to level the land, improve sight lines at the falls, and increase accessibility for all visitors. They also plan to add 2 new overlooks, a playground, and additional parking. Plans are still being drafted for phase 2, but we do know that'll include work in the gorge starting sometime next year.
Whether it's accessibility or inclusivity of all kinds, we want everyone to enjoy this destination. We expect that the neighborhoods around this new state park are going to see benefit. You know, much like we have seen in this High Falls district, this has all now been converted into office and residential. We're going to see that, I think, expand to other parts of the city.
Crews are expected to break ground on the first phase this fall.
Your Sunrise traffic updates here at 6:52. Looking throughout our map, we are okay. That fire scene again cleared at Manitou Street and Clifford Avenue in the northeast quadrant. So good to go if you're passing through there, making your way east or west on Clifford. Greater Rock Sky Eye showing 490. Be safe as we got the rain there. We'll have an update on the forecast in a bit.
And a traffic alert for you to keep in mind. 490 eastbound between 390 and Buffalo Road, as well as the 390 ramps to 490 will be closed tonight as crews install a new overhead sign. Closure begins around 10 and lasts until 5 tomorrow morning. Drivers will see posted detours to get around the area. Let's take a live look this morning from Watkins Glen International. Looking a little better than before. At 7 a.m., all camping gates and campgrounds open for fans.
Better than it was about an hour ago, but still it is wet. You see starting to fill out the infield there. This year will mark the 40th anniversary of NASCAR coming back to the Glen after it took a 21-year absence. The sport returned 1986, August 10th that year. Thousands packed the Glen for what was a thrilling race. Chemung native Jeff Bodine hoped to take home the checkered flag in his own backyard. He led 32 laps, but car trouble put him in the back, finishing 19th. That day belonged to Tim Richmond, who got the victory. It was his 3rd win in 4 races that year. Sadly, it was Richmond's last season in NASCAR before his death from complications due to AIDS. The return this year will be remembered for his legacy and, of course, bringing NASCAR back to the Finger Lakes. Got 4 races coming up 3 days this weekend. ARCA in the truck competition Friday afternoon. Sundays go bowling at the Glen Cup race. Saturday, live coverage on the CW for the Mission 200 at the Glen for the O'Reilly Series. That begins at 3:30.
One day I'll have you explain NASCAR to me.
Oh, you just drive fast.
You just drive
faster
fast?
than the
That's
other
it?
one. Yeah,
Okay.
and maybe use rain tires if you need those. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Now, I get it around. I spent about 45 minutes trying to understand NASCAR, the whole season, how the points work, that there's
See?
different types of races, the classes of races. You learn it, and then you're like, yeah, this makes sense. And then a few days later, you're like,
Not
I need it
anymore.
I know.
explained
And it's like, we'll do it
again.
tomorrow on the pod. And I'm like, well, try it again. Yeah.
We'll cover it all up. Hey, rain across the entire region. You can see it there. That kicks out. And eventually, we will dry out. Partial sun tomorrow.
Second Cup of Sunrise, 9 o'clock on the streaming app and at the top of RochesterFirst.com.
Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather. Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.